Hello, this is Jamie Magrich. Welcome to Jamie's Craft Table. Today I'm going to do a card that's inspired by this image here from the book of stamps that I got from the post office. Okay, and I'm going to be using Smoky Slate ink, a blending brush, a pencil, snips. I'm using 2 punches. I'm using this one here, Petal Park Builder. I'm just going to use this flower here. A 2 3/8 inch circle punch, bring in the rest of my, you're going to need a trimmer of some sort. Now I have a 4 1/4 by 1/2 inch piece of old olive that I've already run a grass dye through. Doesn't have to be this big, just you can use both pieces if you want. I'm choosing just to use one side of it. Okay, so that's my grass. Okay. And then I have some gray pieces, and I chose Smoky Slate because it's a little bit of a warmer gray. I just chose a gray. Okay, so I have 3 pieces. This is 2 by 2 1/2. That'll be for his ear. I have a 1 1/2 by 3 inch piece and a 4 inch square that I've run through the Timber 3D embossing folder. Now you just want to make sure the grain goes in the direction you want the wrinkles to go in this elephant's skin. This is the head and the body. Okay. And I have a scrap of white, a 4 1/8 by 5 3/8 inch piece of white, a piece of black, which is scant less than 4 1/4 by 5 1/2. It's like between the 4 1/8 and 4 1/4 and 5 1/2 and 5 3/8 inch mark. It's just a scant less. I just wanted to have a little bit of a white border around this and a little bit of a black border around the base. Okay, so that's those. I'm also going to be using glossy dots. I've already previously colored this one in with my black Stampin' Blend, so I'd have a black colored eye. Okay, and let's get started here. Let's do our tusk first. So you're going to take your circle punch, you're going to do a partial circle, then you're going to go in and you're going to do another partial circle so that you get a tusk shape. There you go. That's my tusk. Let's put that aside so I don't lose it. Okay, and while we're at it, let's bring in this one. We'll cut out that flower. Okay, so we're done with those. We're done with that piece. Put that there. Okay, now let's start with the body. I'm going to bring in our trimmer. I'm going to put it, you want the whatever side you want to be the bottom. I'm going to bring in my pencil and I'm going to mark it at 1/2 inch. So I'm going to put it, line it up with this cutting track. And I'm going to mark it at 1/2 inch and 2 1/2 inches. Just a little bit of a tick mark there. Okay. And I'm going to turn it over, and I'm going to put this side with the 1/2 inch mark on the 1 1/2 inch mark here. So this is 4 inches. I have a tick mark at 1/2 inch and 2 1/2 inches. The side with the 1/2 inch, I'm going to line up on the 1 1/2 inch mark. I'm going to bring my trimmer up And now I'm going to start at 1 3/4 inches. And I'm going to cut down to the bottom. Okay, so it should look like this. You've got your 2 little ticks and that cut there. Okay, now you're going to cut from that tick mark to the top of this thing, and you can do it with your trimmer if you're good. I have a little bit of difficulty, so I'm just going to bring in my snips. And it doesn't matter if it's not perfectly straight, because this is an elephant's leg, so it'll just add a little bit of character up to that. And you want to save these because we're going to use those. And then right here, from this tick mark up to the top of that cut, so you end up with these 2 little triangles, and you need them, so don't throw them away. One of them is going to be his back leg, the one from this side. And this one, just a little piece of it, is going to become the other half of his trunk. Okay, so we have that part. Now we need his ear. So we're going to, oh, we're not done with that circle punch. I'm going to bring in the circle punch, and we're going to put this in from the top. And it's easier said than done, but just trying to get it in there, and I'm going to punch. Okay, then I'm going to do the same thing on this part. I'm not putting it in the slot here, I'm putting it from the top like that. Slide it in there and punch. Okay, now we're done with the punches. Okay, now this is the ear. You have the curve on this side. You're going to figure out where you want your ear to be. You want this corner to be close to this corner up here. And then you're going to turn it over. I think I have a piece of smoky, and trim that off. I think this ear is a different color, but that's all right. Okay, so this piece you can throw away. Okay, now let's bring in the ear, this leg, and this piece here, which is the body, which is 1/2 inch, 1 1/2 inch by 3 inches. We're going to bring in the gray granite. We're going to just put a little bit of ink on them, mostly on the edges, just so it shows that it's a little bit of a different color. As you can see from my inspiration, the body was a different color, the ear is a different color, the back leg, I didn't do all of the pieces different color, but some of them needed a little bit of definition so it looked dimensional. Okay, so there's that one. Just tapping on my ink pad. You can rub it on there if you want. Okay, and then this leg. All right, that's good enough. Put the ink away. And then we're going to come in with the 4 1/8 by 5 3/8 inch piece. this over so it's not all inky. Okay, so the body's going to go on here like, or the head part is going to go on like this. This is the body, so that's going to go here. Okay, so we know that goes together like that, so let's bring in our adhesive, put a little bit of glue here. Go ahead and set this back in place. Move this, you can't probably see what I'm doing. Okay. Now this foot is going to be at the bottom of this piece. All right. Now we're going to bring in this foot. Put a little bit of glue up here at this top little triangle part. And this tucks behind this one. But you want it to be all the way behind. You don't want any white to show behind it. Okay, well, that goes there. Then I'm just going to cut a little triangle off of this. Doesn't really matter where. And that's going to get glued back here so that it looks like the trunk is curled up behind. I'm not sure that part is necessary. Just put a little tiny bit of glue there. Tuck that in there. Okay. Now we'll bring in his tusk. Put a little bit of glue on this spot here. The tusk is going to go right here, but in the back, and then on top of the trunk like that. You can adjust where the angle you want it at. All right, now we'll bring in his ear. Okay, and for this I'm going to put wet glue here, and I'm going to put some dimensionals on this end so that it sits off of the, so it has a little bit of dimension. Okay, so I'm going to put wet glue here. Take those backs off those. This is going to go right here. Okay, now my grass is going to go under the front feet, but in front of the back feet. Like that. Okay, I might need to trim it because I think I put the body down farther than I did on my first one, but that's all right. We'll put it on there. I tried to center it on the card, but you can put just a little sprig of grass wherever you want. Okay. I don't have this part glued down yet, do I? All right, so we need to put some glue on the back there. Should have glued him down first. I forgot he wasn't glued down. All right. I'm gonna put a little, I think I'm gonna put a dimensional on the back of the trunk here. this piece so it doesn't look funny. Alright, now let's bring in our little flower, and we're just going to squinch it a little bit. I'm going to use my take your pick tool. I'm going to bring in those glossy dots. I'm going to take the middle size one, put that in the middle of that flower. Whoops. I'm going to put glue on the back, set that down here in this grass. I need to trim my nails, they're too long, I can't function. And then I'm going to take two of these smaller ones. I'm going to put them scattered in this grass here. And I'm going to take that one, the large black one that I colored, and that's his eye. Okay, now we can mount this onto our black piece. There's not going to be much border. It's like almost nothing. It just adds just a little bit of something else. Add this to the front of the card. Okay, now it can be finished there, but I finished it off by adding a little gingham bow. Let's trim these tails. They're kind of, oops, I need different scissors to trim it. Little gingham bow right up here on the elephant's ear. There you go, there's the card we just made together. Here's the one I did previously. This one I used a little bit different color gray. It was a scrap because I was just playing. Well, thank you so much for joining me today at Jamie's Craft Table. Just remember, you can get your inspiration from anywhere. And I hope you can find a little bit of time to play with some stamps, ink, and paper. Have a great one, everybody. Bye.